Hello and welcome to another FX Centrum daily market analysis. This will be a special edition for today because this is our analysis number 100 since we started with FX Centrum TV. And I will tell you something later about what we're preparing, and there is something that will be very interesting for you. But for now, let's start with our analysis. So I will go and cover our liquid market. So I will cover coffee market, WTI, speak about the natural gas, US 100, US 30, gold market, USDN, dollar Mexican peso, pound dollar, Australian dollar, euro dollar, dollar index, Bitcoin, aluminum, and cocoa market. Let's start with the coffee market first. So this is a daily time frame, as you can see on our FX Central platform. We had more like a consolidation. There was a selling tail yesterday, but we had a lower high and lower low. And we are approaching here the lower Bollinger Band at 224. Then we have a team bar low at 218.30. So in case the downside move today, there will be a support around 218.27. Let's take a look at the hourly time frame. As you can see, we broke this consolidation, more like a fake breakout of this hourly consolidation, and our market's building lower highs and lower lows. Oscillator is holding and below the 50 level. So seems like there is a chance for a retest of this key support on the coffee market. On the WTI, what we can see here is that we had a down break. So there was actually a rally, quite a big rally yesterday. But then after the consolidation, I can see here that we had a contraction hourly. There was a down break actually. And this is pretty important sign that sellers are now taking control from buyers, and that we can see this like a potential bear flag. And this might be one interesting opportunity and idea for the downside intraday. So you can also use this tool, for example. Go here, use the channeling mode. Go here and just put like this. So you can see that we're building more like a bear flag. So in case of the rebreak to the downside, there will be a chance for a further drop towards 75.30 because that's the low that we had in the background. On the daily time frame, let's take a look. You can see that this rally, that we didn't have a follow through. We learned about this key resistance middle Bollinger Band yesterday and the pivot around 79 and so. And that was a key pivot, and you can see sellers were pretty aggressive around that level. RSI is holding below 50 level, so we have a short-term downside environment in the last 20 days on the WTI. So potential for the downside movement and development for today. Natural gas is similar. We spoke about the selling idea around this level. There was a one tail here, but then there was we had this drop in our downside objective around 1.965, and now market is just consolidating around the key swing low support. But the next pivot will be around 1.820 on the natural gas. You can see the natural gas is basically a downside cycle since, as we'll say, end of the June, we started with the down cycle. And look at the RSI positioning. So since that down break, the RSI is holding below the 50 level all the way. And you can see also that we don't have yet any contraction on the Bollinger Band. So it seems like really sellers in control of this market and potential. There is still potential for further downside movement on this one. On the US 100, we had quite a big down day. And again, the importance of the pivot levels is that we had a resistance around 19,000, I will say 600 mark, the middle Bollinger Band plus the previous swing lows, as you can see here and here. And look at that, big down, big supply, just from that pivot point. So that is why it's very important to watch for those critical pivot points where we might see the shift in the supply and demand. So as you can see, there was a big downside movement, and now the market is actually breaking and already broke the pin bar low from a couple of days ago. And the next pivot level on the daily time frame will be, I'll say, this pin bar low area here around 18,250, 220. RSI is holding below the 50 level, so the rallies here and here made just the RSI around 49. So that's still holding the short-term downside environment. Hourly time frame, you can see here, it had a reaction from buyers here, but then a failed bull flag here, and then a down break. So this was basically a very good confirmation for the further downside moment this hour here when we had a down break. On the US30, we can see that we had a rejection of the upper Bollinger Band and the Bollinger contracting on the daily. So now there is a chance for the retest of this lower Bollinger Band and the pullback low at this point here. So we have a relative weakness on the US 100 compared to US 30, but still the US 30 is also going downside as well, especially in this down break here. So more potential downside in US indices. On the gold market, we can see actually relative strength. So you can see that gold is just near the upper Bollinger Band, and we have a pin bar high 2,483, and we have a Bollinger Band, upper Bollinger Band at 2,473. There was a doji candle yesterday, but today market is like breaking to the upside. So there is a relative strength on the gold market and the break of this consolidation. But again, we have an important pivot level just around this price here. The RSI is now at 61, so it didn't hold below the 60. It's around 61 or so. So I will say pay attention to this pivot zone here, upper Bollinger Band and the previous swing high, and then we'll see if we have a break and hold, and there is a chance for higher prices. If we see there's stronger rejection, there is a chance for rotation to the downside. On the USD Japanese yen, let's take a look at the daily time frame. We're just trading lower. We had a big down break of the lower Bollinger Band, and that was the key basically. As you can see, the market held pretty well until this break here, and then just a natural reaction, 1 to 2 days reaction, more selling, a couple of days of consolidations, more selling, all in this downside environment. The next pivot level on the USD yen, based on previous price section, is set around 146.65. That will be the next pivot level. And hourly time frame, so far is just doing the consolidation. I don't see any rebreak to the downside, just holding around. So pin bar low is 148.58. If we can see the rebreak of that, then there's a chance for a downside movement. A dollar Mexican peso had a pretty much outside day, bullish outside day, just alongside upper Bollinger Band. So there is a strength on the dollar relative and compared to the Mexican peso. RSI is actually holding pretty well into the 75 area. Rate of change is also, so this is pretty confirmative for the further rally. You know, we had like a break and failed break, no follow through, and then we had a breakout to the upside and hold. So I see potential for the further upside movement on the dollar Mexican peso. I have a pretty weak Mexican peso in the last 10, 15 days. Pound dollar, this was my main, and we posted about this like a week ago, and the things are resolving pretty well. We spoke about the selling, and I learned to just about question the time when we can have potential drop, and that drop actually happened yesterday. And as you can see, there was a sell-off, reaction up, just a natural bear flag, and then more supply. They still see. So the first downside objective is almost reached around 1.2710. So the idea that we actually gave around this area and then this area here worked pretty well. And I will say, you know, this is more like a 200 pips, like 150 to 200 pips since the original sell idea that we gave like last week. So that is a phenomenal run, and that was phenomenal run. And it's still actually going on, and still supplies in control. And the next pivot level is around 1.2600 mark. So the first objective, we reached first objective. The second objective is around 1.2600 mark. An Australian dollar as on the downside extension. So we have extended downside environment. We had a tail. Now market is actually almost broke that tail. It actually didn't break, but was very close to break. So 0.6480. Australian dollar is now having more strength compared to pound. Pound is basically neutral for the day so far, but the Australian dollar is up almost 0.5%. So we have like a shift in the relative weakness. Now the pound is where the relative weakness is if we watch currency pairs. But still, since we had already extension Australian dollar, we might see more like a consolidation slash potential little downside continuation. But this is important pivot for the Australian dollar 0.64 483. On the euro dollar, we also had a down, just trading around the lower Bollinger Band on the daily time frame. We had a down break, but now it's just a reaction up. But still a chance for a downside movement if we can have a re-break of previous day low. There'll be a chance for a drop towards 1.0715 or 700 mark. Again, the main thing is still pound dollar. See more weakness of the pound dollar and relative weakness compared to other currency pairs. And of course, dollar index still in the consolidation. We can see that we have potential contraction here, and market is doing the consolidation for 10 days. So if we can see rebreak of 104.66, there'll be a chance for higher prices. For now, just consolidating on the dollar index. Bitcoin was our trade idea, sell trade idea from yesterday, and it's still pretty much active. We've had a drop, so market traded to the 62,280. We had a 59,500, like one of the objectives. So far, market is just oscillating around the upper and lower Bollinger Band. We will see if we can see more downside. There is still potential for that. We left the tail or the pin bar yesterday. So if we can see the rebreak of 62,179, there will be a potential chance for the drop towards our lower levels. Now market's contracting on a daily time frame and oscillating on the hourly time frame. And then we have aluminum. We had a reaction. We had basically market reached our downside objectives based on this initial breakout on the daily. And there was just reaction now towards middle Bollinger Band. So nothing special on aluminum at this point. And on the cocoa market, still consolidation is going on, but there is potential for the drop. And if we can see the drop of this trend line and if market can trade below, then there is a chance for a bigger downside movement on the cocoa market and potential breakout. So pay attention to that cocoa consolidation and potential for the breakout. That'll be all for this part of the analysis, but I want to announce basically a gift for you guys. So what we will do next week, and stay tuned, you subscribe on our YouTube channel and go on our website, fxcentrum.com. We will do a webinar, and the webinar will be free. You can just register and so on. And we will speak about very important subject, which is diversification and the power of diversification in trading, and why that can be very important, why is that very important, and how you can utilize that and use through our FX Centrum platform. So where we have a different markets, as you can see, like stocks, indices, forex world, crypto, commodities, and different kind of commodities. So it will be very informative and very educational webinar. So stay tuned, subscribe on our website and our YouTube, and very likely next week we will tell you exactly the time and the day we'll have the webinar. So that's our gift for 100. This is video number 100 since we started FX Centrum TV. So stay tuned for updates and have a good trading day.